So on the first day of Christmas, we get the 1942 Ford COE. Now when I got this thing, it looked like this. And yes, we're on the reserve, so you get to listen to chainsaws in the background. And my feeling was I don't want to build something that looks like everybody else's. Everybody does a slam COE with, they make their own homemade pickup box on it. And I don't like it. I've seen guys put the motor behind the cab and it just looks too long the way they do it. I don't like that. I could build a flat deck car hauler out of it. That's not very original. Everybody does that. And they all put them up for sale for $200,000-300 grand. I've seen them as high as 600 grand. That's not what I'm going for. I want something different. I got an idea. We've had to completely rebuild these doors, do all the metal work. They were just horrific. It had some work from the 40s and 50s go on. So I gotta set up the hoist and we gotta jack this thing up and get it on there so we can see what it looks like again. And the cool thing about this is this was made the same year my dad was born. And since my dad's not able to come down here, he can actually turn his TV on and watch me work on this thing because my dad loves this one. He was blown away when I brought this home. He couldn't believe what he was looking at. So it's kind of cool that we're starting the first day of Christmas with this one. So this one's for you, Dad. Well, I'm winded. My chain hoist wouldn't go high enough. I didn't have a short chain up there. I should have shortened it, but it was quite difficult, so I lifted up the front and did the rest by hand. Had to get it over the fifth wheel hitch. My goodness, that's a workup. But it's on. So I think we might as well roll it outside, put the front end on it, put the doors on it, put the fenders on it, and see what this thing looks like. It's just sitting there. I don't know if there's any mounts that go between the cab and the frame. Seems to be little rubber ones here. I don't know if there's any to the back, but I don't know where the bolts are anyway. I have bins loads of parts for this somewhere for it. But let's get it outside, have a look. Does that not have a Jeepers Creepers feel or what? We have a ton of metalwork to do on this thing. All of the inside structure everywhere underneath here all needs to be rebuilt. It's literally just sitting there together. It's not bolted together. If I actually was to move it down the road, this whole truck would fall apart. The fenders aren't bolted on, the doors are just sitting there. But we have the upper piece, we have the dash piece. Missing these pieces, just the floor pans. We have all the steps and those cool little corner pieces underneath. The tube inside that tire blew on me while I was doing the cab. These are reverse thread. But now I can take pictures. We got a hole to weld up in the bottom. We actually already made this panel inside here. All that has been remade by hand. And of course it's raining, so my bare metal cab's getting all wet. But I was going to have to sand this all down anyways because the bats have been crapping all over it. Maybe it'll give it a nice patina. Bat poop and rain. But there it is. First day of Christmas. Santa's sleigh. What to do with it now? Slamming it? I don't know. It's just been done so many times. Originally I wanted a Chevy, but I came across this one thanks to Mr. Power in Calgary. If you don't know who Mr. Power is, He's a hilariously cool dude from Calgary that I know. He owns the gray Mustang that we built. Oh yes, these fenders, they've had a bunch of metal work done, but they have a whole bunch more. That one's actually pretty good. This one, oh yeah, look at that big weld. Yeah, I do have all the window frames. I must have the windows. I have bins full of parts. I have the steering column for it. But this is my problem. This door is just held on by cotter pins. This is my problem. I'm 6 feet, 210 pounds, have size 12 feet. How am I supposed to drive like that? So I understand why guys take the motor and put it behind a cab so you can have a nice floor. You don't have a lot of room for any type of decent motor under there. Drives me nuts seeing guys with a 350 Chevy in one of these because it's Ford. You will not see me do that. I do have a Cummins laying around here, but I don't know. I got to think about this one. This one's not a priority. The only priority was get it together so that we have access now. Oh, there's the bins. All those bins are full of parts for that thing. Yeah. Those are going to play a role soon. We have a whole bunch of body panels to use up. Tons and tons of rockers for square body Chevys and cab corners. So, time to move the toolboxes in. That's the first day of Christmas. Getting that thing out of the way. Ha, I love it. Moving on, what's next? I don't know yet. It'll come to me real